all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another SnodaReel. No SnodaCast this week due to the fact that Thanksgiving is on the way, and we're just going to go ahead and give everybody a little bit of a break, but we decided to give you guys some content just in case you're itching for that little Snoda content that we have. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying, but let's go ahead and get into introductions. So, we are...
Do you ever know what you're saying?
No, because I constantly pull shit out of my ass.
That's got to be painful.
A little bit. It hurts. It hurts ever so constantly. But aside from that, we are joined by the wonderful, the forever gay, HungryHufflepuff.
Greetings, everybody.
And of course, we're also joined by the fantastic DJLionheart, aka Leon.
Hey guys.
All right, and the topic for tonight is franchises that have gone on too long. We all know that one franchise that, you know, everybody seems to still give a shit about, but you have long since checked out. Whether it be let's see, the Marvel Cinematic Universe is technically a franchise.
Technically.
Yeah, technically it's a franchise. And
in the loosest sense of the word.
In the very loosest sense of the word. Then you have the Fast and Furious movies, which have gone on, in my opinion, way too long. They should have stopped at 5 or 7, whichever one. And then, of course, you also have... Shit, I can't... Can anybody else think of it?
I know Simpsons has gone way too long, in my opinion. South Park has gone on way too long, in my opinion.
South Park will never die, and you can fight me over that. But The Simpsons do need to die. I don't disagree. However, that's more of a series. We're talking about franchises. Like, well, okay, TV series don't really count.
On that note, what's the difference
between a franchise and a TV series? One's on TV, one can be on TV. Like the Sharknado movies technically were, but they're still movies. They're long-form content, basically.
But if you want to get technical about it, isn't a series in technicality a franchise?
It depends.
We're going to count the MCU.
A big example is Power Rangers. They're considered a franchise, and they went on.
But they have multiple different series coinciding against each other.
Yes,
I feel like you're just splitting hairs. I feel like you're just splitting hairs now.
I am, because I don't want to talk about The Simpsons because we're going to be here for 10 years. And arguably, we're still going to be here longer. We're still not going to be here as long as The Simpsons.
There we go.
Yeah.
The truth comes out.
Whenever it comes down to it, The Simpsons has gone on way too long. I think it's one of those that arguably you should have had the movie before the show started dying off. And even then, you could have ended it with the movie. If they actually ended the show with the movie, I would have given them all the credit in the world. Like, it would have been done well. It's like, yeah, you faltered those last few seasons, but you ended it with the movie, and the movie was good. No, they're not ever going to end it. And apparently they still want to work on a second Simpsons movie. And I'm like, look, dude, unless you're going to wrap it up with this, unless you're going to wrap up the whole show with it, stop. Just stop the show.
I wouldn't even know where they would go with a second movie.
Don't know. You know, arguably, I would say Futurama is one of those that ended perfectly. But honestly, the way it restarted is pretty damn good too. It just basically is like, okay, so that happened. Anyways,
I mean, that's basically how they've reacted every time they've been canceled.
Exactly. You know, it's like, oh, cool, that happened. So, anyways, on to our next story. And it's like, okay, so
Family Guy did the same thing too.
True. However, that is another show that I feel like has gone on way too long.
Absolutely.
Now, of course, the reason behind it, according to Seth MacFarlane, is he does not want to cancel it just because he knows that he doesn't want to fire all those people that are working on it. And I'm like, that's a noble cause. However, I guarantee you, with that much of a resume of working on Family Guy, it shouldn't be too hard to find another job, at least in Fox Animation. I guarantee you there's other shows that need extra hands.
Even then, end Family Guy and start a whole new series with the same people.
Yeah, and I wouldn't hate that. You know, like, arguably, American Dad kind of did that. American Dad is a very similar show to Family Guy, but I would argue American Dad is still going on pretty damn strong. American Dad's still funny to me.
It's got a different type of humor.
It does. It's more, I would say, heavily politicized and less. Yeah, I think it still sticks to the sitcom format, whereas Family Guy is just random shit that happens for no apparent reason. And like you have a starting story, and it's dropped about a quarter way through the episode for the actual story.
Whatever is going on in the beginning, you have no idea if it's gonna have an impact in the rest of the episode.
And usually it
Right.
doesn't. Keyword usually. So, that's what it ultimately comes down to. Now, don't get me wrong. Towards the beginning, it did that a little bit. Like there's like an element of what happened at the beginning affects the end, but
Mhm.
not really. So I mean, that's ultimately what it comes down to. And American Dad's still funny, in my opinion. I still feel like that's where Seth MacFarlane puts majority of his effort into.
Yeah.
Whereas with Family Guy, he's like, I'm just doing this to help people keep their jobs. And that's fine. I don't hate that. But it's like, dude, come on. You got to end it. You're sick and tired of it. You basically tried to end it by killing off Brian. Because, when you kill off what you consider, you're the voice actor for majority of these characters. You are the creator of this show. When you kill off the character that you most identify with, you are basically saying, I want this show to die.
And then the fans rioted.
Exactly. Now, would I argue that you could have ended Family Guy with the death of Brian and just leaving it off to where you have, or you could have kept Vinny as a character? I think, honestly, you could have kept Vinny as a character. Vinny was fine. I didn't hate Vinny.
But again, the fans rioted.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think, honestly,
No,
you could have ended that show around that time.
Yeah.
There's certain times where you could have ended Family Guy, and that would have been a good one. But
Yeah.
I think
might be a couple of stuff
Scream
like-
might be getting close to that point, though.
oh fuck, you want to talk about recent news then? So was what is her name? The chick who plays Sarah Carpenter. She has actually been fired over a apparently they said it was an anti-Semitic thing. It really wasn't. What she was trying to do is she was talking about the Israel Hamas thing going on. And
the
apparently
thing that everybody's talking about.
yeah, exactly. And so a lot of people are saying apparently the studios, nobody was asking for her to get canceled or anything, but she was talking about like genocide is bad, basically, right? And she put Israel and the USA in like different formats. So like the S's were dollar signs and all that. So when it came down to it, some people, I guess they were like, okay, well, the only way you could take it as an anti-Semitic thing was because the typical Jewish stereotype is they like money. And in that same tweet, she was basically saying Israel. Basically, she was saying Israel and the U.S. are bending over backwards to show this situation in a way that benefits them. Is basically what she said.
Which is
She's-
the impression I've gotten as well.
Exactly. So you've looked it up, and I mean that's not something to get fired over.
No,
In my
absolutely
personal
not.
opinion. So it comes down to like when it comes to Scream, I would argue Scream is kind of dying off a little bit, but I would still argue that Scream 5 revitalized it. Scream 4 came out at the wrong time. It came out right in the middle of the hype, not at the tail end like the first Scream did.
Mhm.
The first Scream was coming around the time where slasher movies were fucking dying.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second movie continued that story. It talked about sequels, and of course, the third movie talked about trilogies, and then the fourth movie was talking about reboots. It just so happened to have the original cast in it. Hence the reason the fourth movie looks so bad, and also why the fourth movie, by looks bad, I mean it looks weird.
It
And
does
also the
look a
reason,
little weird.
well, that's the reboots at that time. Look at the
You're not wrong.
Platinum Dunes reboots. They all had that weird glossy shit whenever it was daylight. It was weird. So yeah. So that was part of the reason why they did it. But that's why I feel like it's gotten more praise now, enough to where Kirby came back. I mean, shit, that was awesome. And so you have all that going for it, and I would argue Scream, now that they're tackling franchises, I don't hate it. Yeah, I think you're gonna wrap it up with another trilogy, and you're gonna have your Scream 9. No, Scream. We did Scream
6.
5, 6. We already did 6, so Scream 7. I think you could wrap it up with another trilogy, because Scream 4 was supposed to be another. It was supposed to be the beginning of another trilogy, but it was just plagued with production issues, and also Wes Craven died. So that's ultimately what happened. But because originally the way it was going to end, it was Sydney is still alive, but she has amnesia, and so she doesn't know that it was her own niece doing the whole thing. And so basically the whole trilogy was going to was going to follow the niece on like trying to manipulate Sydney into going into other stuff. That was the planned sequel, and I'm sure they had another plan later on. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. That was an interesting idea. It never came to light, obviously. Same thing with the original Scream 3. Original Scream 3 was going to bring back Stu Macher.
Yeah, there's a
So,
lot of interesting ways that like other story ideas for certain movies were
oh yeah.
gonna
Now,
come to light and all that stuff.
Scream 3 had such a trouble with production. The fact that we got at least a halfway decent movie still shocks me to this day. It's not my favorite, but it's still a decent movie.
It's still good. It's
Yeah.
still good.
Yeah, it's decent. It's got some decent ideas. The reason why it was so plagued is because like I said, originally what the original idea for Scream 3 was, and I fucking hate that this never came to light because of Columbine. So the original idea was they were going to bring back Stu Macher, and it was going to be he's actually manipulating this film club at a high school, and all of them are in on it. So you have like multiple people who are being Ghostface, and it's
Mhm.
all led by Stu. And it was going to be that kind of finale kind of thing, right? And they were 2 weeks away from production. Columbine happened. So they scrapped everything.
Yeah,
and
it
I
was
just
a safer bet. To do
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
yeah.
Like we can't really blame them for that. It was we don't want to
Associate.
retread this sensitive issue.
Yeah, we don't want to associate our idea with what just happened. So yeah,
Exactly.
makes
And
sense.
I mean that's fair. And again, the fact that we got a decent movie out of it at all surprised me, because I mean like they were literally writing the script as they were filming. Shit happens.
Mm-hmm.
But
Right.
if you want to talk about franchises that have gone on way too damn long, Jurassic Park, man, end it.
Let it
Fucking
die.
let it die. Let it die or reboot it. I don't care. Do one or the other. Do not keep this shit going. The last movie, the only reason why they're making another one is because it made money. Why do people keep going to see this shit? I hated Fallen Kingdom and I fell off after that. I'm like, I love the first one. I don't hate the second one. I actually enjoy the third one a little bit better than the second one. I don't hate Jurassic World. Jurassic World is meh, and then it gets pretty fun. But Fallen Kingdom pissed me off, and I still have yet to see Dominion, and I don't really want to because I heard it's
Dominion's not
boring.
bad. It's not
Yeah,
bad.
is it
Me,
better than Fallen Kingdom?
it kinda. It Fallen Kingdom has a lot of issues anyway. With the way it was going.
To say the least, Leon, it has a lot of issues.
I don't like the way. I don't like how they went with it. Like they could have done a different story. And honestly, the way Dominion is, honestly, I think Fallen Kingdom and Dominion could have been one movie. I honestly think it could have been one movie. But
Wouldn't
I
hate that
haven't
idea
heard
actually.
I haven't heard anything about a new movie coming out. I know
Oh
they're
no,
doing
it's happening. it's
I know they're doing a
it's happening.
new animated show, and I really like the animated series that they made
Yeah.
for it. Um
The Camp Crustacean or whatever.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, I
Camp
heard that one was
Station.
pretty good.
Yeah, they're making
I
another
still
one.
have the same reaction to that. We've seen these parks fail in the past. Why are you bringing kids to a summer camp for this sort of thing?
Because it was successful for like 10 years.
Who in
Technically,
marketing?
Jurassic World, I shit you not, Jurassic World gets rid of Jurassic Park Lost World and Jurassic Park 3.
I'm just saying, in universe, who in marketing needs to get slapped?
A lot of people. But
a lot of people, but yeah. I
Yeah.
don't I just where did I see it? I think I saw it on YouTube about a trailer for like a teaser trailer for the new animated series
Yeah, I saw
for
it too. It
Jurassic World, and it looked good.
doesn't look bad. You have that semi-realistic CG 3D model, whatever. It doesn't look terrible. I don't hate the design. And I mean, here's the thing. I get it. Dinosaurs are always going to make bank because you're always going to have somebody, at least a group of people that are going to be interested in this.
And
And
who
that's
doesn't like fucking dinosaurs? Come on. Who doesn't
exactly.
love dinosaurs?
But here's my problem is with Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, yes, you get a little bit of dinosaur action. And ironically enough, it's the same thing in Dominion. Here's the part that pissed me off about Fallen Kingdom. The writing is terrible. To be perfectly honest, the writing is bad. It's bad. It's just terrible.
I actually agree with that. The writing
Ugh.
was wonky.
Oh
me.
my
It was
god.
really wonky.
You know, yeah. So that was kind of the worst part. Now, like, obviously, was there some physical comedy with Chris Pratt? Sure, that was entertaining. There was a couple of extra moments where it's like, okay, this is kind of fun. I like this. You know, I can look past how bad it is and how stupid this fucking thing is acting, but this is fine. And then it ends. And I'm like, are you telling me that the vast majority of this marketing was the last 10-minute, not even the last 10 minutes, the last 2-minute montage of the movie was majority of your marketing? You're like, oh my god, they're coming to our world. And it's like, yeah, in a montage at the end of the movie over a narration. It's like, you've got to be kidding me here. This is some bullshit. And that's where I was just like, look, the next one looks fine. I'm not going to watch it. And I still have yet to watch it. Will I eventually catch it at some point? If somebody's watching it, I'll be like, yeah, fuck, fine, I'll watch it. But do I really care?
Absolutely not.
No. I want this franchise to die.
I just wish for like I said, I did enjoy the third in Dominion. I enjoyed it. I really wish that the original trio had a much bigger role. They did not have a big enough role in that film.
And that
which
was literally
really sucked.
Yeah.
Oh, that was just nostalgia baiting.
Yeah, it really was. It really was, but they could have done a little more.
Okay. Here's my thought process here. Let me explain Jurassic World Dominion.
Oh no.
I do know everything that happens in the movie. I know everything. But here's the best description. Hey kids, you want to see dinosaurs? Yeah. They're in about half the movie. What? You know what the old people are going to do from the original movie? Sure. They're going to be hunting down locusts. Giant locusts. Because that's what you want to see in a dinosaur movie, isn't it? Locusts. And it's like, no. Well, our focus groups say otherwise, so there you go. And it's like, well,
if you look at the chart,
the chart says, you know. Well, the chart says, and just
they had the right ideas. Like, okay, from bringing all these different types of plants back could help solve world hunger, which is what they were trying to do.
And that's fine.
And the pieces were there.
The pieces were there, yes, but
again, dinosaur movie. I don't give a shit about world hunger. You shouldn't either. The important thing is dinosaurs. As much as I despise Lost World,
save world hunger for another Man is Bad movie.
Yeah, as much as I enjoy is a loose word. As much as I tolerate Lost World, at least it's about dinosaurs. Don't get me wrong, it's got its Man is Bad message in it, but
I wasn't a fan of Lost World. I actually didn't.
Lost World has 2 good moments, and I will spell them out for you right here. Trailer hanging over with the glass.
Yeah.
That was a good scene, yeah.
T-Rex in San Francisco.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
San Diego.
San Diego. Oh, one honorable mention is the raptors in the tall grass. That's about it. And that's just a shot.
So, let me pose this question.
Uh-huh.
What for you guys is the sign that a series or a franchise should stop?
The moment they decide that it's a good idea to go into space.
Leprechaun and
Jason. I'm surprised Freddy never went to space.
I am too.
Still to this day surprises me. Same thing with Leatherface.
Here's the thing. On some level, Freddy Freddy in space makes a little bit of sense because you can still dream in space.
Fair.
Freddy wouldn't
I'll
make
do that.
sense, yes, but Jason and Leprechaun, I no.
No, Leprechaun makes sense because that whole franchise is ridiculous.
It is
Jason
ridiculous.
makes sense
True.
because he was frozen. Like in the context of the movie, it makes sense how he gets sent to space. I'm like, okay, he gets unfrozen
But
after being cryogenically frozen. Like he gets thought out in the future, and it just so
But
happens to be in
the
space.
loops you have to jump through.
True. I don't disagree. However, Jason X is still a lot of fun. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. Jason X is a lot of fun.
It was a
I
decent
do enjoy
movie,
the
yes, I
movie.
do agree.
It is decent. Plus, who can deny Uber Jason doesn't look cool? Uber Jason looks cool.
It reminded me a little too much of Bane from Batman and Robin.
Thank you, Leon, for ruining my favorite version of Jason. I fucking hate you.
Terminator.
Ooh,
Ooh.
reboot that shit. I think a reboot would work
A
perfect.
reboot would work. Do not continue the series as it is.
No.
No.
Well, no, don't do reboot it. Just no, reboot it. Just don't. What? Remake it. That's what I'm trying to say.
There we
Don't
go.
reboot it. Rebooting it, no. Just let Arnold fucking retire the damn character. He's died in like every fucking interpretation of the movies. The only one he was barely in was Salvation. I actually don't hate Salvation. I have a love-hate relationship with Salvation. I do.
Salvation was interesting.
Salvation is interesting. It's just terrible writing.
They honestly could have ended it with Salvation. I like the other two after were okay, but like they totally changed the story.
Salvation was the last one I ever saw. I didn't bother with Genesis, and I didn't want to see Dark Fate.
Take it back to the drawing board with a whole new cast.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
I
Just
can go along with that.
Completely redo it.
Yeah,
do a
I'd be
complete
fine
new
with it.
rehaul. You know, like I'll give it this. Dark Fate was the most daring out of the sequels. Because Dark Fate actually does kind of sort of try to do a hardcore reboot in its own movie.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not awful. However,
The way you had to fight to get
it's not awful. However, the movie's just boring. That's my only problem. I don't like any of the new characters. Like, is it cool to see Sarah Connor come back as an bitter old woman? Sure. Is it kind of funny to see a Terminator that successfully does his mission and just kind of feels bad about it?
Just exists.
Yeah.
And then for
Just
some
goes on
reason he's
existing.
a family man.
Yeah, no, and not only that, he's a drape installer, and there's literally a scene where he says, "Okay, so there was a time that a father was, or whatever the fuck voice I'm trying to do. Basically, it's like he tried to put gray drapes in a baby girl's room, and I told him, don't do it." And that's it. That's all he says. It's like, what? Also, apparently, there's a line where it's like, I provide, I am here, I raise the children, and I'm incredibly funny. And he never explains it. And it's like, wow, that would have been nice to have some final moment, like in his final moments talking to Sarah Connor. It's like, tell me a joke. What? You said you're funny. Tell me a joke. I lied. And just nice. That would have been perfect, but that never happens. So, here we are. But yes, no, Terminator is definitely a franchise that, oh my god, needs to die.
Anything
or
Peter
a
Pan.
hard.
What?
Yeah,
We have had too much of Peter Pan.
I'm tired of seeing new versions of Peter Pan.
To be fair, we haven't had a Peter Pan interpretation.
No, they did.
Minus
they did
Peter Pan and Wendy. I'm talking about like before that. We haven't had one for almost 5-10 years.
We've had a Disney remake.
Yeah, Peter Pan or Wendy and Peter Pan. It was god awful.
It was precisely.
That's what I'm saying. Before that, we haven't had one since. What was it? 2015? Yeah, I was gonna say like that was 2015.
The one with Hugh Jackman as Blackbeard.
Yeah, that was a weird one. Anyways,
It was weird, but I actually really enjoyed it for some reason. Like, it was an interesting.
And then there was the sci-fi miniseries.
Wait, there was a
Yes.
sci-fi Peter Pan miniseries. What the fuck?
Yes, there was.
I gotta see this now because like anytime I hear sci-fi, I think trashy fun. Like, what the fuck?
Give me a second.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Sci-fi is also doing the Chucky series, and that's okay. Again, that's trashy fun, but still, you know,
I'm actually watching the Chucky series on Peacock because my brother got Peacock for a month, so I've been finally watched FNAF, and I've been watching the Chucky series, and I honestly
Yes.
really like the series.
So Keira Knightley played Tinkerbell.
it's not terrible casting.
It was called Neverland. Bob Hoskins is Mr. Spee.
But Bob Hoskins has been dead for years, decades almost.
It was 2011.
Oh, he did die in 2012, didn't he?
Why
Bob
is this?
Hoskins' Smee is not a bad. He was Smee in fucking Hook.
He was.
Yeah, what the fuck? Anyways,
He
Why
was
am I
good seeing
first
you back
hearing
again.
Why am I first
the
hearing
actor
about
who-
this? I've never
The
heard.
guy who
heard this
played
before.
Lizard, whose name I cannot pronounce without trying hard, played Hook.
which version of Lizard?
Like
What movie?
Amazing Spider-Man Lizard.
Oh, what is his name? I always forget. Finds something or Fiennes or however the fuck.
Riz something or other.
Hold on.
Huh.
Like, I enjoyed the series for what it was. Please stop. Please stop.
Oh my god. Why does my Google Chrome keep doing this? Because
Because it's
like
Google
I try
Chrome.
to. I mean, yeah, that's terrible.
Oh, is it going to Bing?
No, it's going to
'Cause that's a thing.
OK.gg for whatever fucking
There's
reason.
some malware out there that's redirecting Google searches to random search engines.
Yeah, how do I get rid of that?
I have no idea.
I deleted and re-downloaded Google Chrome like 5 times, and it works great until you restart the damn computer.
Mm-hmm.
That just kind of reminded me of like the scene in Ted 2. It's like when you're Google searching.
Oh, very funny. No, not that kind of Google searching. Hush.
I haven't watched the
to see where I can
spinoffs
watch
yet,
it.
and one of them I didn't care for. I know we were talking about it before, but Walking Dead did go on for a little too long.
Walking Dead was one of those shows that just didn't know when to end. And apparently there's still movies coming, and I'm like, I don't think there's any interest in that anymore. I'm sorry.
Well, from what I remember, the Fear of the Walking Dead was supposed to just take place before
Before
see
Rick woke up.
hospital. Yeah, but then it went beyond that.
Yeah.
You can watch Neverland on Amazon Prime with freebie.
Cool. That would mean I have to get freebie, unfortunately.
Oh no, freebie is it basically is you can watch it for free with ads.
Uh-huh.
Which the way they do ads is fine. Anyway, sorry.
You good?
But Leon, what is your kiss of death when it comes to a franchise?
I do agree with the space thing, but it depends on if it started out in space or not. I think once certain certain main characters die off and then they continue the series, but when it was about that main character, that's a little bit of an issue for me. Some I can forgive just because of the way storytelling wise it works, but when you kill off a certain character and then continue on like the character's still there but they're completely not, that's when I kind of tune out.
Time travel.
It can make or break a series.
It can.
I don't disagree.
That could definitely make or break.
Yeah.
I've seen shows that do it well. I've seen shows that do it horribly.
Supernatural did it okay.
Witchblade deserved better.
Which Blade?
Yeah, they made a TV series that after the first season there was time travel involved, and it just killed it.
I actually never watched the Blade series.
I
know
got
what
the
you're
chance to. I know what you're talking about.
I saw the pilot because I bought the Blade
No,
trilogy
not
books.
where the franchise, the entire franchise from Top Cow Comics is Witchblade.
Oh,
Oh,
Witchblade.
Witchblade.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
They
Okay.
did a TV series. They did an anime. It's been a comic series for the longest time.
One that I thought like could have just ended with the 2-season series that they had was Stargate. Like I loved it. SG1. SG1 was a good one, even though I think it went on just for a little too long for 10 seasons. And I really did like Stargate Atlantis.
Mhm.
Stargate Universe is boring as fuck.
I've heard that. I'm still willing to watch it.
Yeah, I watched it. It's boring as fuck.
And am I the only one who's only seen the Stargate movie and
Yes.
nothing else? Okay.
Probably.
Okay. Because I
We
never
need
got
to
into
fix
the
this.
shows. I have so many other shows, Allie. It's not gonna happen anytime soon. I'm sorry.
We need to fix this.
I know we do, but I'm not starting another fucking series. I already have 15 of them that I've never finished. Never finished Supernatural. I've yet to finish Hannibal.
I can't finish Supernatural.
I can't either. It's too damn long.
I've tried so
I've
many
gotten
times.
further than most, but like I think I got to season 13, maybe 14, honestly. But I don't
I can't
fucking know.
remember what the arc I always just die on is.
The Elseworld where they actually let the battle for the fate of the world happen. And Dean gets possessed by Michael or some shit.
Didn't get that far.
Yeah, I think that's like season 13 or 14. I forget.
I think the latest I've gotten
13, I
is
believe.
Eve.
Is it 13?
Eve.
I finished that then. So I started 14. Never finished it. So I was 2 seasons away from being done. Never finished it. Oops.
Eve, that's an interesting spot to end on.
Eve?
Stop on. That's what Allie said.
I
She
think
got
that's the
Eve.
furthest I've gotten.
Eve? I'm trying to remember.
Or was it Eve? What was the name of the darkness?
I fucking forgot.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I got to meet her actress. She was nice. She was very sweet. She's also the voice of the Armorer in the Mandalorian show.
Ooh.
Yeah, not a lot
Oh,
of
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Like, her voice sounded familiar when I first saw her. It's like I couldn't place her anywhere else for some reason.
Just imagine, because she naturally has red hair. Just imagine her with black hair, and you have the darkness. But
Yeah.
Supernatural did finally fucking end, and apparently now they're bringing them back for one more season. And I'm like, fuck off, just let it die.
They tried to breathe new life into it with Winchesters.
No, fuck off. Let the show die. Plus, the CW channel is done. I think Warner Brothers finally shut it down.
Yeah, I think. Yeah,
I want to know where I can get the CW shows.
There's a CW app that you can put on a smart TV.
But the thing is, it's not the fans that are wanting to reboot it. It's Sam and Dean's actors that are trying to bring it in for one more season for some reason or another.
It's because they haven't done much of anything after that. Like, Sam's actor has Walker, Texas Ranger, but now the CW's gone. They're not doing that again. And then, of course, I mean, Jensen Ackles has been doing okay, but he's not been doing phenomenal. Like, he has The Boys.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it, you know?
I think they could do, if they did do that, I think it'd be interesting to make the season like a, I don't know, almost like a what if type series, maybe.
I don't know. I would say let Supernatural die. Supernatural was really solid for 5 seasons. Don't get me wrong. I love the show. Not enough to finish it, but I love the show. I Yeah, because I know there's gonna be some smart ass in the comments who'd be like, "Well, if you love it so much, why don't you finish it?" Anyways, so love the show. Not enough to finish it, obviously. But it is one of those shows that's like it was so solid in its first 5 seasons.
And it's tried to end multiple times.
It did.
Yeah,
And it did,
originally
but the fans kept bitching
they
and moaning about it.
only were gonna do 5 seasons.
Yeah, they were gonna go the Breaking Bad route, and I would have applauded them if they'd done it.
Mhm.
Because when I got to season 5, I'm like, okay, so what else are we doing? Because this is starting to get to the point where it's like, bleh. You know, it's and
Yeah.
there's so many different seasons where I'm like, bleh. That doesn't make sense. Okay. And then of course you have the whole fucking
Which ones?
no.
Who's dying this season?
Yeah,
Just to be brought back next season.
Yeah. Well, no, there was one character that was dead for like at least a solid 4 seasons, and that was what's her name? Red
Charlie?
hair, Charlie, and they brought her back because alternate universe, baby, and it's like, oh god damn it.
Well,
Like they're as
Charlie
bad as the
wasn't
comic
there.
books.
Supernatural did start going to become a comic book, yeah.
They did have
Like
an
the Metal
animated
Butter.
series for a while.
Did they?
Yeah,
I know
they
they
have
did a
an
crossover with
animated
Scooby
series.
Doo.
I'm not
They have an
surprised.
animated series. It takes place dealing with Yellow Eyes in the animated series. I've watched them. It's pretty interesting.
Wasn't Yellow Eyes supposed to be just the devil?
Nope.
No, Azazel, one of
One of
Was
the
the
lieutenants of the devil.
Yep.
Who was trying to find the perfect vessel for the devil.
Yeah. I believe that's like the first 5 or 6 seasons.
It is the
That's
first
the
5
first
seasons
5,
right there.
Yeah, because the whole point is that they have the devil. Devil has his vessel, and Michael has his. So
all leading up to the apocalypse war that never ended up happening.
Mhm.
Yep, that's where that alternate
Except for
timeline
that
came.
alternate timeline where it
Yeah.
did.
Yep. No, it just
And then Michael ended up possessing the one random Winchester that nobody knew existed until they sprung it out of nowhere.
yeah. What's funny is when they introduced the Frankensteins, and the fact that Dean still had the mark of Cain. As soon as I saw him with the kid, I'm like, oh, come on, Dean, you wouldn't kill. No, he kills that kid. And you know what's funny is that kid's name, the actor who played that kid, that's Connor fucking Price. Yeah. You know, the rapper on TikTok?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Connor Price. Did you not? That is Connor Price. And he killed him. And that I was like, that's actually kind of fitting. If I wanted to go on a show where you kill monsters, I'd want to be killed by Dean too. Off screen, maybe not, but still. Yeah, no, it just
I kind of wish it
yeah.
came the one it was almost like a pilot in the Supernatural series. It was supposed to be a spin-off with Jody Mills and her girls.
I would have hated that.
I wouldn't have hated it either. It was supposed to be Jody, the 2 girls she adopted, and the other cop, the bubbly cop.
Oh, what's his name? I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, those 4 were supposed to basically start doing what Sam and Dean were doing.
That wouldn't have been a bad show. I wouldn't have hated
I would
that.
love to see more of her character.
Jody was great.
I believe
Jody was great every time you saw her.
I believe it was supposed to be called like Wayward Sisters or something like that.
It would not surprise me. That actually sounds like a pretty good title.
It does. And they could still technically do it.
Technically,
They
but
could,
I don't see
they
it
could.
happening anytime soon.
No.
Yeah, especially with CW being gone. Shit, what is another franchise that's gone on way too damn long? Trying to think, because like there's not.
Or when it
The
comes to
MacGyver reboot?
movies,
MacGyver reboot?
MacGyver reboot.
Okay, any of those fucking reboots, Y50, MacGyver, fucking
I Dream of Jeannie, Gilligan's Island. Those would be
did
interesting.
They seriously? Oh, I was about to say, did they seriously reboot I Dream of Jeannie? because
I
that's
hope
one of
you
those
know.
like you need to leave that shit alone.
That
Is
and
a
Gilligan's Isle.
staple. Gilligan's
Yeah.
Isle, I could see being redone, but I don't want it to be.
No, absolutely
Yeah.
not.
They did. They fucked it up. It's called Lost.
Actually, a good joke. I'll give you that. That was Bravo worthy. I'll give you that one. That was good. That was Bravo worthy.
Oh, that is good.
Congratulations, sir. You got a Bravo. All right. But no, I mean like oh shit. Harry Potter technically, but I mean they
It's-
finally stopped with the fucking Fantastic Beasts movies and now we're just doing a show.
Which doesn't need to happen.
I don't hate the idea of a show. It's just coming down to a problem of why.
Precisely.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's purely so that she can get more money. That's my thoughts.
We all knew that. That's the whole purpose of it. But like I'm just talking about like from like a studio standpoint, it's like but why? I mean, don't get me wrong. Harry Potter did end almost 12 years ago?
Like it had its
Something like
heyday.
that.
They tried to bring it back with Fantastic Beasts, and that
technically
was a
the first
marginal
one's okay.
success.
Yeah. I was gonna say
Marginal success.
the first one did okay. It was the second one that did. I saw the second one in theaters. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it either. And then I didn't even bother with
The
Secret
only-
Door.
The only when it comes to the Harry Potter, since each book's going to be its own season, I would only watch season 4 for Goblet of Fire because there's so much in that book that they could do as a series. That would probably be my favorite, and that'd be the only one I'd watch.
I feel like Order of Phoenix and Half-Blood Prince would have a lot too. Because really it was book 3 and onward where they started cutting out a lot of the fat because there was so much in there that's like, look, from a narrative standpoint, unless we're doing a TV series, this is not going to work. With the fact that it being a TV series, there is a lot of shit that you can add.
Yeah.
I am still all in for either Barry Keoghan or Adam Driver playing Snape. If you do not get Nick Frost to play Hagrid, you have made a crime against humanity.
And can we please get Peeves? If you're gonna do it, just bring in Peeves.
Right. Bring in Peeves.
Peeves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
For
who doesn't
nearly
like Peeves?
ooh, I have a clever one. For nearly headless Nick, get Nick Jonas. I'm clever.
Or just any funny actor named Nick.
Nick Nolte.
Nick Nolte.
Hello, children. Yeah.
Oh, God damn it.
That'd be funny. That would be funny, though. I'm not gonna lie. Just hear Nick Nolte, and he's like, "I have spoken." Oh man!
Nearly headless? How can you be nearly headless? Like this.
Accidentally takes his whole head off. Hold on, wait a second, and just like you see like a ghost thing.
I
Of
made it.
superglue.
I finally made it.
Yeah. No, you just see like a ghost thing of super glue, and he's just like.
One that I think needs to die because we haven't heard. Like, I keep hearing things going on. The Chronicles of Narnia. Like, they made 3 movies.
That did kind of
They
die.
did okay.
I wouldn't be surprised if they're trying to Frankenstein a new.
From what I've heard, they're
Which
trying to make a
versions?
TV series.
My thing is actually adapt all of the books. Don't pick and choose.
Well-
because technically the first movie was book 2. Then you have the second
Well,
movie being book 4.
technically, those books, the ones we saw, are actually reboots from. They actually was older films, and
Yes, but they did all of the movies though.
Here's my thing. Not all those
All the
books
books.
they only
would
did 4 of them.
translate
They only did
well
4 of
into
them.
movie form.
Yeah, not
That
all of
is
them
fair.
translate well.
That is
Like,
fair. Like the magical tree doesn't really.
Horse and His Boy might work.
I can see the horse and his boy work. the silver chair would be
Silver
phenomenal.
would be great.
Dude, I
Silver-
would love silver chair.
Yeah, they actually. I've been hearing rumor that they're gonna do. It would be a rebooted because they actually did make a silver chair film, but way back.
Those
I
were
think it
made
was
for
in the
TV
80s.
movies. It was the 80s.
Yeah, they were.
I've seen them. They're pretty good.
Yeah, they're
Uh,
actually really good.
They're not half bad. The only one that's like a little weird is the Voyage of the Dawn Treader. I was like,
Yeah.
it sounds weird. But aside from that,
And bringing in the last battle would be good.
Last Battle would be a lot of fun. However, I feel like it would be terribly expensive.
Oh, absolutely.
Mhm.
I mean, it's literally like an in-game esque battle. I mean, it just comes down to that. But
Even
know.
if they went with like the Game of Thrones style for the final battle.
yeah, I don't know if they go that bloody because it is still technically a children's series.
Well,
but
obviously not that bloody, meaning how they did the effects for it.
oh, you're talking about that. Okay, that's different. Yeah, I agree. That'd be pretty cool. Actually, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, whenever it comes down to it, it's just I don't know. I don't know about like Chronicles of Narnia needing to necessarily die. That's one that is practically dead.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I
Yeah,
mean, to be
just
fair,
leave it
the
there.
only reason why Disney did it is so they could compete with Harry Potter. And I mean, don't get me wrong, the first two made bank.
Mhm.
They made really good money. Like really good money. That third one was not done by Disney though. It was done by Fox.
I actually didn't realize that. Third one
Yep.
was
It was
Huh.
done by Fox. Now, the fact that they were able to do a whole bunch of other stuff with it, like, I'll tell you another thing that surprises the hell out of me. Every time I fucking hear it, I'm like, oh yeah, that did happen. Simon Pegg voices Reepicheet. Little rat.
really.
That's Simon Pegg. Yeah,
I did not know that.
I didn't either. That's Simon Pegg.
Interesting.
Yeah, right?
You bring up Simon Pegg. Mission Impossible. Could they stop?
They are gonna stop. They got one more, and then they're done.
Oh, they're done.
You
They're
say
done
that.
after this next. Literally, Tom Cruise said he's done. So
Fair.
I don't see it happening much beyond Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is the only reason why that franchise has lasted as long as it has.
Yeah.
Him and Christopher McQuarrie. But I'm still gonna say I personally think Rogue Nation it's still not my favorite. It's not my favorite. Fallout is so damn good. Fallout's a lot of fun. I really like Fallout. I'm still gonna say this. My favorite is still Ghost Protocol. I love Ghost Protocol.
Ghost Protocol is a good
That's
one.
a Brad Bird movie. That was his only so far live action movie he's ever done. If that name sounds familiar, Incredibles. That's Brad Bird, like
I was expecting you to say something else.
Incredibles, Iron Giant.
Thank you.
Yeah. Those are the only two I really know of. Like he's really, really good. I would love him to do another Mission Impossible movie. I don't think it's gonna happen, but no, like that. I still love Ghost Protocol, though. I would argue Fallout is still really, really good. Like I would argue Fallout is probably the best of the franchise. And what I love is it's gotten better since 4, because 1, 2, and 3. 1 is decent, 3 is decent, 2 is god awful, but it's at least somewhat fun, just to shit on Tom Cruise. And John Woo.
Have
Dear
we heard
God.
anything from The Purge lately?
Oh dear God, you fucking said it now. You brought it back from the grave. God damn it.
Because that's
Allie.
another one that ran too long.
Yes, because every single one of them made money. And apparently this last one made money. And now Jason Blum's like, oh yeah, that was supposed to be the last one, but since it made money, maybe. And I'm like, dude, just let it die.
Yeah,
the concept didn't make sense in the first place.
You haven't really been that great since Anarchy and Election Year. Just let it die.
Again, the concept didn't make sense in the first place.
Forever Purge was kind of odd anyway.
Yeah. Honestly, okay, here's the thing. When it comes to the first Purge, like when it comes to what were you saying? You said
The Forever Purge.
No. I was talking to Allie. You were saying the whole idea didn't make sense. No, the idea makes sense.
The idea. Hold on.
Yeah.
the idea that for one night a year, everybody just goes out and kills everybody else, fuck no. I'm sorry.
Have you not seen what society is like nowadays? I guarantee you we're not that far off from it.
I could see you breaking into banks, ATMs, that sort of thing, just amassing money and goods, that sort of thing. But straight up murder?
Well, they eventually reveal that it's the founding fathers that have been kind of poking that. I mean, yeah, there's a few crazy people, but like most of the time it's just people are doing drugs, people are stealing from other people.
Yeah.
And yeah, majority of the time the killing is
How long
somebody
did
who's
it-
paid to do it.
How long did it take for them to actually reveal that, though? It was like the third or fourth
Anarchy?
movie.
No, Anarchy.
Yeah, Anarchy.
Anarchy introduced it.
Yeah.
The second movie introduced it.
Because like, if you're gonna go purge, your plan is like, you know what? I want to kill that guy.
Yeah.
That's not gonna be a first thought. He's like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna go rob a fucking bank.
To be fair, that's
Or-
gotta be yours and about everybody else's first thought too.
Or
I'm just gonna go rob a fucking Best Buy and be like, all right, I'm out. And call it a day.
or go beat the shit out of someone that did you wrong or something like that.
Oh yeah, no, that I would do. I'd beat the ever living shit out of somebody, but I
Well,
wouldn't
and
kill anybody.
Then there's the issue of what happens the day after.
Well,
Nothing,
you killed
because they
your
can't do shit.
boss. Yeah.
Like the awkwardness of that situation.
Yeah. And I guarantee you there's going to be somebody out there that has a sick enough fetish that they're going to try grape without the G. And that's going to be an awkward situation. I just made it terrible. You're welcome, America.
Yeah,
Anyways.
those are the I think the ones certain crimes that I'm not gonna say, but we all are thinking those are gonna be the awkward ones.
Yeah. What are you pointing at and breathing in heavily for, Allie?
Those are the ones that should not be on the list of, yeah, this is allowed.
But the whole
But
point
you-
is all
but you
crime
know
is legal.
Which
Yeah.
is why it's
Yeah.
It's awkward.
I'm done.
It's
I'm
gonna
done.
make a
I'm
situation
done.
awkward.
Why do you think they stuck to the murder side of things?
Yeah.
Yeah, murder and crazy people.
Who want to murder? Yeah. Anyways, I know we didn't really talk about Fast and Furious all that much, so I do want to at least mention it again. I feel like it should have ended at 5, maybe 7. Whenever Paul Walker died, I feel like you could have wrapped it up and been fine.
Yeah.
I didn't bother
Honestly,
with Fast
still
8.
never saw the movies.
It's not the worst franchise in the world. It completely loses its identity and gains a new one. It's like that person that you knew from high school. It's like, oh yeah, he was actually relatively okay. And then next thing you know, you see them on the street and it's like, nah, man, I'm a super spy. And it's like, and that's essentially
That's
what
exactly what it's like.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I got family. And it's like, but Dom, you're not even a race car driver anymore. It's like, nah, we still use cars. It's like, yeah, for espionage. And it's like, what's the difference?
Like the fact that what was that one spin-off movie they had with The Rock?
Hobbs and Shaw.
Yes, the
Hobbs
fact
and
that
Shaw.
that actually fit into the universe so well.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, Shaw's an international criminal. Hobbs is actually, I think he's what, an FBI agent or some shit? CIA or something? I forget exactly what type of agent he's supposed to be. But yeah. Who the fuck knows?
Judging by the way I've heard those movies described, it starts out as like a somewhat racing thing, turns into Ocean's 11.
And then it becomes spy espionage. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It becomes Ocean 11 and Fast 5. Because technically Fast and the Furious 4 is a prequel to Fast and Furious. It gets complicated, believe it or not. So technically it's The Fast and the Furious, and then it's Fast and Furious, then it's Too Fast, Too Furious, and then technically Tokyo Drift takes place. What was it? Tokyo Drift technically takes place in I believe it takes place before Fast 5? Maybe
I don't
before
know.
Fast 6? I forget where it's supposed
Give
to
me a
take
second. Let me get the cork board so I can try to make sense of all this.
Yeah. And then you have
I'm not drunk enough for this shit.
Yeah, that's exactly.
I can
And
get
then-
there.
And then after, within those first 5
I could
movies,
too.
it's within those first 5 movies, it's a jumbled mess. After that, it becomes pretty streamlined,
Mhm.
sort of. There's still some leaps in logic. Like obviously in Fast 9, they did go to space. I was like, God,
What?
God damn it, they go to space, man.
What? Why?
I don't
What was the
know.
This is
What's the
this is a
point?
series about racing cars.
Yes, but they use a car to go into space.
That
I
is
shit you not.
stretching it way too fucking far.
I shit you not. They strap a rocket to a reinforced steel car, and
Like
they
the
take
rubber
off
band's
on the
about to
plane.
snap with how much they're stretching that.
Luckily, they didn't go into space in this last one. How the fuck ever? However,
Did they go to an alternate timeline?
no, they actually kept it grounded for the series. They kept it grounded for the series so far. They don't go back to space, which fine, whatever. But yeah, no.
At least they haven't added time travel.
Yeah, I'm sure it's on
all
their
you need
list.
is a DeLorean, and it'll happen.
Actually, apparently Robert Downey Jr. is supposed to be playing a villain, and he's going to be a guy that's wanting to download the brains of drivers to make self-driving AI cars, and he's supposed to be a big bad.
Oh, so it's gonna go Terminator and fucking shit. What the hell's that movie?
iRobot.
No, not iRobot. The one where cars like literally start killing people. It was in like an 80s.
Maximum Overdrive?
Yeah, there we go.
That's Stephen King.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, I think we're going to go ahead I think we're going to wrap this up because Allie's about to have a brain aneurysm. And then Leon is about to just die from laughter at some point.
Probably because
yeah.
of stupidity.
Yeah, and then I honestly I can't think of any other franchises that I think need to die.
Star Wars.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Oh man.
I saw a picture that was basically captioning George Lucas's saying there will be no oh crap, what was the sequel series? 7 through 9?
Mm-hmm.
Like he was saying there would be no 7 through 9, and I'm just sitting here like, ah.
No, he actually had scripts written for 7, 8, and 9. He actually had scripts.
Yeah, he had scripts written before he sold it off to Disney, and he's like, "Hey, here's this," and they basically just went,
Right.
It was actually supposed to be really cool. They were going to bring Darth Maul back.
Yep, he was
going to be the main villain for this trilogy,
and it was going to deal with. It was actually going to deal with, I believe, a middle-aged Luke. Like I think they were going to get different actors. So it's going to be Luke. Leia becomes Empress of, or not Empress, but basically
Supreme Chancellor.
Yeah, and then
Luke was bringing back the Jedi Academy. Leia was kind of helping on that,
and then I forget what Han was doing.
Big
I think Han, well, probably, but I think Han like actually went on to his general role or whatever. Something along those lines. And then it was going to be Darth Maul taking over another shit. So,
and I feel like that would have worked better than what we got.
It would have also had Han and Leia were married and they had 2 kids. Yep. It was going to follow that route,
like the extended universe. But I think the real reason why Disney didn't do it is because they wanted to make it their own thing, which, in hindsight, terrible idea.
Like
at the time, I didn't hate the idea. I was like, "Oh, yeah, do your own thing."
It's not a bad idea in writing,
in theory.
The way they put it into practice, lackluster.
It made sense to bring back because they were honestly they say they weren't they were trying to do original, they were looking at the fucking novels. Come on, like, because there was several times where in the novels where Palpatine comes back.
Oh yeah, there was the whole what was it, the Ember Initiative or whatever?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
initiative, the
There's so many
there
different
was like
backup plans this
couple.
man had.
Yeah,
It's not even
there's I
funny.
believe there's a whole book about contingencies.
Yep.
That is so that's actually canon to everything Star Wars right now.
I'm not surprised.
I'm not either. But that being said, I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap up this episode. Once again, this has been SnodaReels. I've been your host, Black Chef 56. I've been joined by the Hungry Hufflepuff, aka Allie.
Be nice to each other. I'm watching. Always.
Always watching.
Always watching.
And of course, we're also joined by the magnificent DJLionheart, aka Leon.
Comment down below what you guys think, what series should have ended, or should still go, or whatever, and give us some ideas for next SnodaReels. And as always, stay nerdy.
Give us a heart attack every time you do that, Leon.
Seriously, man.
All right. But once again, I've been Black Chef 56, and I have no line for this one. I'm actually starting to run out of lines. I need to catch up on my movies. But I know, but I can give you a quote from a TV show.
Sure.
If it wasn't for my cane, I'd just be an asshole. I've been Black Chef 56. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I've been Black Chef 56. This has been SnodaReels, and we will see you all in the next one.
Hello everyone, this once again is Black Chef 56. If you like these videos, be sure to check out the playlist for SnodaReels. And of course, if you want to get some less in-depth thought processes on other topics, be sure to check out the podcast. We'll be dropping episodes every Saturday. Thank you all. Be good people.